AI is changing our industry, but in high-stake communication, translators are structurally irreplaceable. This statement was made by Patrice Dussault in one of his LinkedIn publications. Hello, I am Thomas Dakantabik-Mabok, Senior English and French teacher, professional translator, and author of the La Sémantique à la traduction. Why are human translators irreplaceable? Because translation is not about word. Translation is not about lexical equivalence. When we say lexical equivalence, these are equivalences that we find in any dictionary, any bilingual dictionary. But translation is not about that. Translation goes beyond literal equivalence. That's the first thing. The second thing is that translation is not about simple sentences. When I say simple sentences, we can say, for example, today is Saturday. John has just arrived. We will not say, for example, the door is open. Anyway, we will not have simple easy sentences which everybody can translate or any machine can translate. No. Translation is not about simple sentences. And because translation is not about simple, let's put it like this, translation is not about simple utterances. And because of this, I don't think artificial intelligence will replace human translators. This is not something which will happen anytime soon. Because as Patrice put it in his LinkedIn publication, in high-stake communication, human translators remain irreplaceable. And what does Patrick call high-stake communication here? This is sensitive communication, which involves other domains like law, engineering, medicine, and any domain which is any specialized domain which in which we are translating. So when we translate in this domain, we have to know that translation is a cross-disciplinary exercise, because when you are dealing with law, when you are translating a legal text, you are not just translating. You are transferring idea from one law system to another, namely the common law system, which is the English system, and the civil law system, which is the French one. And crucially, you are going to see that there are a number of differences in terms of style, in terms of terminology, in terms of writing techniques. So there are many differences. And when you translate this, you will not just replace words. You will not just replace equivalences. Because when we say in English, provision, you have to ask yourself this question: what are we talking about? What is the text talking about? Do we have is this an act? Is this let's say a decree or a contract? Because provision in an act or regulation will not be translated as provision in a contract. So there are differences in the way there are differences in terms of equivalences that will be chosen. So when we translate law, for instance, we are not translating word, but we are translating ideas. And if we use the wrong term here, for instance, in law, then then the translation will not be successful. That means if we produce nonsense, then this will not be a good option when translating law, for example. That's why human translators are irreplaceable. As I used to say, translation, when we translate, it's true that words are very important because we cannot express ideas without words. But the bottom line is to harvest the core idea behind an utterance, to grasp the core idea behind an utterance. And how do we achieve this? We have to lean on Langacker's work, which is who is an American scholar, who says that meaning is found in the head of the speakers, in the mind of the speakers. So he says in his corrective grammar that there is nowhere else we can find meaning except in the speaker's mind. That's why the words that are used, the linguistic structures that are used, are not always the right one, because sometimes there can be divorce between what the speaker actually intends and what he actually provides as an utterance. So when we translate, we are not translating the word. If you translate the word, then you miss the point. This is very crucial in translation. So in high stake communication, not everybody can translate, because if you are not trained, you have not been trained as a translator or as an interpreter, you will fail, because you will draw on lexical equivalence. That means direct equivalences, and which that you will just be barking up the wrong tree. Consider this example if we have to look at medical translation. Consider this example. The patient remains stable. The patient remains stable. If you translate this directly, if you say the patient remains stable and you translate this statement like that, then there is a problem with you. Then it means you have a problem. A good translator should rephrase this. That's why reformulation is very crucial in translation. When we say the patient remains stable, you have to understand that the idea behind this utterance is that the patient's health remains stable, and that is the version that you have to translate into the target language. So we are not going to translate the patient remain stable. We are going to translate the patient's health remains stable. That's what makes the difference between a professional translator who has been trained and a bilingual who has never been trained. And this is where AI fails, because AI lean on statistics and surface structures, because the first meaning that AI has in its database will be the meaning that will be used. However, as Langacker put it, meanings are in the minds of the speakers. And that's why reformulation is very important in translation. If we take another example in technical translation, I happen to translate a usual manual where we have this statement: press diagnostics for sensors, motors, parameters. Press diagnostics for sensors, motors, motor parameters. If you translate this without rephrasing, you will certainly miss the point, because this sentence should be rephrased as press diagnostics to display the sensors and motors parameters. That is what you have to translate. And that is why translation is not about words. Translation is about ideas. We grab the idea and we rephrase it and we put it across in the target language. And for us to put it across in the target language, we have to use the right container. We have to use the right container, because words here are like container, and we are not translating the containers, but we are translating what is inside the container, which we call the content. And that's why human translators are irreplaceable, because if we simply have to focus on giving information, for example, saying that today is Saturday, tomorrow is Sunday, and tomorrow I will travel. If you are simply giving information, this can be done by any machine. But when it comes to high stake communication, where we have to, for instance, we have to persuade, we have to give the right information, then AI fails because AI lean on words. However, the emphasis should be laid on a meaning, which is very important. So once again, I would like to say thank you to Patrice Dussault, who inspired this video. And I would like to ask client to assign their project to human translators, because translation is not about words, but about meaning. And translation is not about speed, but about the right idea. And you have to give the translators appropriate. You have to set appropriate deadlines so that the translator can deliver high quality output. This is the end of this video. I hope you will find it insightful. Please don't forget to drop your comment. I am Thomas Dakentabik Mavok, Senior English and French Teacher, Professional Translator and author of La Sémantique à la Traduction. Thank you for watching.